way the first half of the season went. Was it like Saturday night after that performance you guys put together, especially the run game showing what you guys did there?
I thought we showed good signs, good progress, but I think we still got a lot to improve on, and a lot of meat was left on the bone that game. So I think we just got to continue to keep getting better. But I thought it was good to show signs of improvement.
Those first 5-6 drives, the whole first half, really, I guess, as you guys are building momentum and building rhythm, I guess, what's the feeling of vibe on the sideline? And not just that, but you also keep getting the ball back.
Yeah. Personally, I was a little pissed off because we couldn't finish with touchdowns. So I think the main emphasis was let's go put this thing in the paint. Obviously, love Jonathan Kim; he does his job perfectly. But for us, we gotta be able to put that in the paint and keep scoring. 7 instead of 3 is a big difference, especially in the long run.
But still, a sustained drive. I mean,
Yeah.
like especially like how much does an offensive line coming out of a game? Like, what did you first thing look at? You look at yards, or you look at time of possession?
Personally, I look at yards, and then when Coach Lindgren said we held the ball for 40 minutes, I was like, dang, we really did. But coming off those drives, it was like, we know what we got to do now. Let's keep doing it and keep executing drive after drive after drive so we can sustain this lead.
What have you learned this week about the rivalry against Michigan? Obviously, when you're one of the new guys.
Yeah, still a little new to it. Learned about the trophy a little bit yesterday, but excited to play in it.
Staying with the rivalry aspect, kind of transferring rivalries. When you hear rivalry, what does it make you think back from your past in-state rivalries, and what do you think would be a natural progression you'll have going into this one?
I think of it as it's going to be an intense game, probably a little chippy. They're going to play up, we're going to play up, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere, obviously in hostile territory, but should be a fun game, and whoever executes the best is going to come out on top.
I know it started working. You and Jack kind of had a pre-game hug before. And that's obviously was your rival. I mean, did you have that kind of feeling in that game?
Yes and no. It was kind of just like a familiar game for us, and kind of I was telling him what I think we need to do as a group, and kind of lead his guys. I'll lead my guys, and hopefully we can come out with this thing on top.
How do you channel that emotion now to a new place, to a new rival?
I channel it as the same thing, kind of going to get my guys ready to go, get us all on the same page, and make sure that the stage is big, but as long as we do our thing, we'll be successful.
You said it'll probably be a little chippy. How big is composure in games like these?
Huge, because a 115-yard penalty could either stop a drive, and that drive could be the difference between winning and losing. So I think being able to keep the composure and sustain drives is what's gonna help us.
On the sorts of Saturday's performance where you guys had to break up, can you trace any of that back to the bye week when you guys had some time to reflect and look back at the first half? Any lessons or anything that might come out of there as a week correlation?
I think it's just the way we practice on that Wednesday and then Sunday. The energy we had at practice, I think, is what helped us take us over the top in that kind of in that self-scout and reflection of what we need to do better. We did it those 2 days, and then we carried it on throughout the week. So as long as we can do that, we can.
What were some of those things that you felt like you guys could tighten up?
I think it's just energy and execution. Like, you might have a play where it's not going to go your way, but they're going to spot the ball. We got to line back up. We got to do it again. So if you can go out there and execute that play, then there's going to be a lot of plays.
Yeah, 10 months into it, I mean, how much can you speak to the factor that Aiden's had on the acceleration of this transition? Just, knowing you knew who the quarterback was from, December on.
I think he's good. I think he's kind of starting to gel with the guy, like be on the same page more with guys, and he's starting to kind of take the reins of the offense. So I think he's on a good progression right now.
On some of those scrambles, it seems like he's running forever. How much of an emphasis do you have to place on blocking to the whistle when you've got a guy playing forever actually are?
Yeah, he's constantly reversing field. So running to the ball is huge with him. I remember one of his first plays at Oregon State, he reversed field like 5 times, and Coach M got pissed at us because we were just all standing there watching him. So you always got to be on your toes with him because you never know when he's going to break a couple tackles and take it to the house.
The other thing for you guys too is he's the threat to throw when he does that too. So I mean, I imagine.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
Yeah, you can't really go too far downfield. You can't.
You got to know where the sticks are at just in case.
Wondering for you guys though, I think in the first 3 weeks or so there was a lot of, between Dooley and Brocious, a lot of movement, a lot of shuffling. How much did finally getting some of that consistency and then having a week to kind of review where you guys are at with this group of 5 kind of help?
I think it helped the confidence because obviously we can't control what happened to those guys, and that sucks for them. But what we can control is moving forward, how we going to play against every team from here on out. And it starts with the process of in practice, in the meeting room, with all that. But I think last game helped with confidence as a group that we can do it. We can hang with anybody. We just got to do it ourselves. It ain't going to get handed.
Before those injuries, did you play next to Baldwin at all? Like, did he have any reps at guard?
No, I don't think so.
How tough is that I mean, when a guy's learning something like that on the fly?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much of a learning curve is there?
Thankfully, with him, it wasn't too bad. The only thing was kind of getting a feel for how I play and how he plays. And in practice, I think we got a good feel for it. And now in the game, I think we know how to seamlessly transition.
Those games were kind of like camp in a lot of ways to move a guy there.
Yeah, and we showed some good things against Oregon and Ohio State, but we just didn't put together a complete game in place for 60 minutes. So I think we showed progress last game. So now we just got to keep putting the pieces together.
Michigan's D-line, and I guess the defense in general, but starts with their D-line. Notice from those guys, what type of challenge are they compared to the team you guys seen so far?
I think they're real solid players. I think 55 and 78 they're real good players, obviously, with the draft, having them going top 10 and all that. So I think they're going to come ready to play, and their linebackers, I think, good players. They got good players all around, and they're going to be well coached. So I think it's going to be a 4-quarter fight. That's what we're going to expect.
Does that give you guys something in practice this week to sort of raise the energy and everything, knowing what they got?
Yeah, but I think every team's got good players. So every week we need to take it serious and prepare the right way. So you're not going to show up on Saturday and play better than you practice. So it all comes from practice.
Because wide zone's kind of a rhythm scheme, I mean, how much is time on task essential? And, I mean, seeing what you guys were able to accomplish in that last game, I mean, kind of evidence that it's going to take time to
Yeah.
get everything kind of...
I thought we showed good progress last game. I thought we were a little bit more physical at the point of attack. But looking back at the film, we left some stuff out there, and there's still a lot of work we still need to do. So I think we need to keep attacking every day and keep trying to master that, and eventually then we'll become great at it.
What would a win Saturday do for you guys moving forward?
I think it obviously would be great, but we want to win them all. So, yeah, just going to go out there, play for 4 quarters, play hard, and we're going to see who comes out on top.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tanner.